Welcome to some of the beautiful lagoons at Humboldt County. John's Travel Adventures. About 24 miles north of Arcata, there's a left turn lane where the freeway ends and it says Big Lagoon. Instead of going right to the Big Lagoon, I went to where the houses are along the ridge overlooking the ocean. I remember many years ago when a friend of mine called on a weekend day when I was all ready to go up cross-country skiing in the mountains and asked for help. Their mother's house was sitting on the edge, and 40 feet of cliff, or 50 feet, just disappeared over the night with high tide and storm, and it washed out, and that house was just hanging on the hill. We helped them move everything out of the house. While it's really beautiful looking at the ocean and living by the ocean, it's scary to think that your house can just disappear on you and the lot that you had is no longer there. While it's really beautiful living by the ocean, you need to have a lot of respect for it. When there's big storms and high tides in the wintertime, it can be destructive. The view of the ocean recently, it's not quite that high or quite that powerful. You still want to have some respect, and the water is pretty cold. Then just north of that is Big Lagoon, and the sand separates that from the ocean. See, it's a pretty peaceful lagoon where there's calm water and nice for kayaking. This warning sign is very serious. I remember years ago when a family was out playing on the beach, the dog got washed in the water, so the father went in to get the dog, and he had trouble, and the mother went in to help the father, and she had trouble, and one of their kids went in to help them, and they all died. The dog may have made it out. Sometimes the dogs make it out to the river when people go in to help the dogs, and the people don't survive, and the dogs do. There are plenty of birds there hanging out, enjoying the water, near the spot where you can launch boats into the water. It's a good place for sailing or kayaking. The water is very still and it's a whole lot warmer than the ocean is. The sloping area is where they launch the boats from. Gradually you can see why they call it Big Lagoon, because it is really big. In fact, it's bigger than you'll see from any of these pictures, but it goes a really long ways. Across on the right, in the closer area, there's a camping area, and there's little boats there that aren't being used right now. If you like this at all, please hit the like button, or please, better yet, hit the subscribe button and watch at least 3 minutes. Across a bunch of sand from the Big Lagoon is the Pacific Ocean. On some rare times and big winter storms, the way between the lagoon and the ocean will be breached from the sand and water will go from one to the other. But that's not very common, that's pretty rare. Then we went over to check out the campground. There was no one there, the boats were just sitting there, maybe waiting for warmer weather, less wind, or a weekend or something like that. This is the beach by the campground. It's not fancy, but it's pretty general and sloped. This is a typical campsite right by the lagoon with a great view of the water. Then we went a few miles further north up the freshwater lagoon. It's right near the scenic information area for Redwood National Park. One side of Highway 101 faces the ocean, the other faces freshwater lagoon. Years ago, this whole area was filled with RVs, especially on weekends or in the summer. But so they made it no camping and limited the parking. On warm days, I've seen speedboats or just motorboats out there, some fishing, some just driving around, or canoes. It was pretty cold and breezy, so there was just a lot of birds there, but there's really nobody else at all. So they had the whole place to ourselves. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Get an idea what's in the north coast of California. There are some beautiful lagoons. There's even a couple I haven't gotten to. Bye.